the picture, the picture with your father on Twitter, it is really heartwarming. What was the influence and role of your parents in your growing up years, and whenever you achieved higher positions?
Well, as I said, my father was also in the service. He was in the Air Force. But originally, he wanted to join the army. And in fact, he had joined the Indian Military Academy. Unfortunately, he had knee fracture while in training. And those days, that was automatic withdrawal. There was no scope of being retained in service, which is right in some ways. We do that even now. So I think, as far as my father was concerned, in his heart of hearts, he was always an army man. Though being in the Air Force, I would have liked to join the Air Force. But since I had specs, I could not join the Air Force. So Army was the default choice. With specs, you can't join Navy or Air Force. You need 6x6 eyesight.
Okay.
So maybe I was lucky I joined the Army. Yeah. So, but not. But that is not to say that my father pushed me to join the army. It was still my choice. My mother was not too happy that her youngest was going to the army. She thought I was more suitable for academic and artistic pursuits. Artistic, definitely no. Academic, perhaps. But when she saw that my mind is made up and that I am going by my own will, then she also never stopped me. And they always supported me throughout my career whenever needed, especially when our children were small. They were always there to help out. And in fact, they used to take turns in coming. So that 2 months one parent is there, 2 months the second grandparent is there. So they were always a very big pillar of support to us.
So, I mean, you wanted to join the Air Force originally.
Yeah. But because specs that was out.
Yes, yes. The Indian Army would have missed out on a great leader like
Yeah.
you.
That's a destiny.
What role has your wife, Veena ma'am, played in your journey towards fulfilling the duties and responsibilities as a general, and in your overall personal life as well?
No, well, I think the role of the ladies, the wives, both for the officers and jawans, is quite underplayed. They have a very difficult role to perform, more so because half the time we are not there. So, in fact, when my elder daughter was small, there was a lesson in school that my family, and in that the first question was, "What does your mother do?" So she wrote that my mother cooks and cleans and bathes us and helps us with our homework and tells us stories and puts us to bed, and one long paragraph. And the second question was that, "What does your father do?" So she wrote, "He goes to office and plays golf." So simple. So actually, the ladies have a lot of hard work to do. I think not that it's not so in CV Street. In CV Street also the ladies look after the home front, but at least they have the consolation of the men folk coming back in the evening. Here, half the time we are not there. So they have to, shoulder, they have to be the father also and the mother also. And to keep up a brave front, even when they know that, you're in a dangerous place. I think that is a very important fact, and we have to, I think, acknowledge the role that our wives play in looking after the home front, so that we are not worried when we are up there. Although if you're half the time, if your mind is and what is happening at home, then you may make mistakes on the front. So definitely, and that overall construct, of course, Veena has had a very important and stabilizing role to play in our, and it's a joint effort. It's not my effort or other. It's a joint effort, and the army is also like a family. The unit is like a family, so you have to take the family also along. So definitely, I would say it's 70% her work and 30% mine.